Hi, my name is Michelle Thevenot. I'm a nature-inspired artist from Saskatchewan, Canada. My happiest time as an artist is immediately after finishing an artwork. Leading up to that point, during the creative process, I find fulfillment through the creative process, but I also find it very challenging. And from the moment I have the spark of a creative idea to the point where I'm finished, my mind does not turn off. While working on a piece, it is work. It is stressful, it's consuming, it is physically demanding, and I give it my all. And that's in my nature, is once I get in that creative flow, there's nothing stopping me and nothing else matters. And I work at it until I cannot anymore. It's exhausting. However, it's exciting to start a new project. I'm always excited at the start. And then as I get into it, it reaches this stage where this is getting kind of tricky. I don't know. What am I going to do next? And that becomes the real mental workout, is to look at it, work on it a bit, and then think about it. It'll take me sometimes 12, 24 hours later, be like, okay, I know what I need to do next. So it's the mental processing to wrap my brain around like a three-dimensional sculpture and plan how that's all going to work together to create the form that I'm looking for. And then there's usually a moment there where it gets really hard and I get really discouraged in the middle of an artwork, and I'm like, this is crap. This is crap. I am crap. And I get really down about it. And it's frustrating, and I don't know if it's going to work out. I think it's a failure. I should give up. There's always this roller coaster of emotions in the creative process. And sometimes I lean on other people. My biggest support person being my husband. He hears everything. He knows my good days, my bad days, my frustrating days, my I am crap days, I should give up days. And he's usually really supportive and tells me, this is just like last time, Michelle. You just have to keep going forward because this is right before your breakthrough moment. It's the hardest. You think it's crap right before it's awesome. And he's right every time. I go through, this is my crap stage. I don't like what I'm doing. It's awful. And then shortly afterwards, I have a breakthrough. I'm like, wow, maybe this is going to turn out after all. And then it turns out, wow, this is really awesome. This is really awesome. I surprise myself sometimes, and then I didn't think it would come out the way it did, but it turns out amazing. And at that point, that's the high point. The moment you finish a project and you can present it and share it or deliver that to the person it's meant to be with, that's the high point. And there's just so much fulfillment, and it's a high of all those happy hormones, and your accomplishment just goes through the roof. And having all that support and feedback from people and compliments really makes it worthwhile. And that's what keeps me coming back to it. And then the final stage, after maybe a few days to a couple of weeks after a project is complete, then there's always this crash, and those happy hormones, maybe they wear off, or all the excitement around that project is starting to wane a little bit, and it's over. There's a sadness that whole process is over. Like there's a transition there away from that chapter of my life, and it's done and it's over with. Now what? So there's an empty feeling, and you feel, and I don't know, I feel a little lost for a while. I drift, and sometimes I get depressed, and it will be a little bit lost and cranky for a while, and there's always that dip. It's an up and down roller coaster. But I know as soon as my mood crashes after a big project, that it's time for me to spend some time in nature, get away from the internet, get away from social media, get away from all the obligations of home and work, and I end up in the forest again, and I spend time in nature and just disconnect from all that and reconnect with my true self again. That's where things get regulated again, and the energy of the trees and the smell of the air, the sound of the birds and the water, it takes all that crumpled up feelings and all the busyness over the past weeks, months of creation, and it just smooths everything out. gives me a fresh slate again for inspiration, and that's usually where I end up with my next idea for the next project. And then it starts all over again. It's both a blessing and a curse to ride these waves of creative process, and the ups and the downs, and the self-doubt and the celebration, and the fulfillment and the higher purpose, mixed with everything in between.